I'm going to get right into the data here. I am still suspect. I'm just going to be honest. I go with data, and historically, the Fed has never, I repeat, never engineered a perfect landing. Think about like transitory inflation, what they talked about, and how it ultimately played out. All right. So let's get into the data. This morning we got PPI data released. So this is producer price index data. Now again, yesterday was consumer price. So consumer price is on the consumer side. It's a basket of goods that the consumers generally buy, and that tells us what a price is doing of the goods in that basket. So are they going up? Are they going down? Are they staying the same? Today was producer price index. So it's a basket of goods on the producer side. How are those prices? Now, let's take a look here. What we see here right off the bat, core PPI month over month was forecast to come in at 2.7%. Check this out, 0%. Whoa. Next up, we had forecasting for PPI. This is not taking out core. This is just PPI. Forecast 0.1%, came in at negative 0.5%. So these numbers are incredibly better than what we have anticipated or the market was anticipating. Now, core year over year expected at 2.7, came in at 2.4, way better again. And PPI year over year, 1.9% expected, 1.3% it came in at. So listen, these numbers are amazing. They are really bringing it in. Part of that, honestly, I think is oil. Oil has declined pretty nicely over the last month, 2 months or so. We've seen oil obviously coming back from that 95-ish area all the way down into kind of the 80s, 70s area, and so on and so forth. So that has helped. But this, again, is exactly what the Fed has hoped for. Now, the question is, does it last? When you see mega cap technology gaining $250 billion per company and $1 trillion+ in essential stimulus, is it going to keep inflation low? We're going to find out. One of the things that concerned me yesterday with this big rally in the markets is that oil still went down and copper did not participate. All right, those are two major economic signals that if we're not going to have a recession, those should be going up, not being flat or down. So that was a warning sign. Next up, I want to show you guys a chart that's moving today. This is Target. Target reported earnings this morning. They actually did very, very good. Their guidance was a little light, but the market is just loving it. Now, with light guidance, it's somewhat unusual that a company would still rally as much as 10+%. Look at that monster move up. But I want to say this. My favorite investments are the ones where everyone is hating on them. And if you go here, simply put, and we flip back to the daily chart, look at where this chart was trading, right? So if we zoom out, look at this. All right, look at this chart. And this is Target, right? And we know that it had this monster move up, very Bitcoin-esque M top right there with a secondary high, and then it's kind of come back in. It's essentially trading at multi-year lows that were seen last time during COVID when the COVID panic hit. All right, now my point is this, is that as an investor, you have a job. Number one, look at the technicals of the chart. As we can see, there was a trend line here. In fact, let me go to my weekly chart. I think it'll show better on the weekly, right? So my number one thing is, okay, what are the technicals showing? And what we could see here, if we just zoom out here, we have this level. Bear with me as I get my drawing tool up, right? Here to here to here to here to here. And we were right essentially into that level. So on a technical basis, Target was telling me, okay, this might be ready for a technical bounce. Now again, so many people out there get so consumed with the narratives that the media spins, oh, they're selling this, or oh, this, or this, or this, whatever it is, it clouds your judgment. And I'm saying, if you're gonna be a trader, I mean, you could have your personal views, but if you really wanna make money in the markets, you can't let those views sway you. The chart is the only thing telling you the truth. All right, my opinions don't matter, my thoughts, my feelings, no one gives a crap, frankly, especially not the market. What does make sense is probabilities. That is what I can use for myself, letting the chart tell me what you can do. And if you looked at this, what are the probabilities, right? Long-term trend line going back, by the way, to like 2008, all the way back to 2008, and we're now back into that line after an oversold situation. All right, so that's the key. The second key is just saying, is this company going away? And the answer is no. Target is still packed. You go to the Target, stores around you, and it's still massively packed. And you just kind of use logic in that way. That obviously they're not going out of business, so these levels could be accurate. And these are the types of things that I do, folks. I use my technicals, but then I also think logically about what's going on in the actual fundamental side. And I think that's very, very beneficial. This is Microsoft. Amazing move up, but again, based on how many converging trend lines we have, for me, this is telling me we are close to some sort of retrace, right? And again, you can just look at the levels here, cutting right through here, and right up to there. And again, right here, 370, 371, all of these type of things do make me look at the short side on these stocks. And again, it doesn't mean I don't like Microsoft. I just don't like it at this price. You give me a price point where it retraces back down here, right? Somewhere in there, there's a lot of support. Now you could possibly go long, right? You look for a bounce, or comes down to here, right? I mean, there's always levels, and this is where you have to be agnostic as a chart player. There's no company out there that I love. I'm just going to be honest with you. And the fact is, you should never love a company because it's not going to love you back. Only love things that can love you back. Otherwise, you're just throwing your support behind something that's going to do what it's going to do regardless, right? These are vehicles for me to make money on for my family. That's all it is. Couldn't care less what the company is. You show me any symbols, XYZ, whatever it may be. Show me a chart, show me it has volume, and I'm going to find the buy levels as well as the short levels on that chart.